Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Last week, I asked you guys to talk to me in the comments about any mistakes I might make, and then I proceeded to make more mistakes than I've ever made in any single video. It was pretty bad. Like, every time I got a notification bell on YouTube, I was devastated. I did not even want to look. It was really bad. I even thought about taking down the video. It was so horrible. But I am a man of my word. The video stays up, so let's get through it. Tyler Stroger. Oh, he just says he likes my stuff. So that was actually a pretty good one. Thanks, Tyler. Let's see here. I mentioned that Captain Marvel on the Wave 1 Avenger team has some synergy. She doesn't have the Avenger tag. She doesn't have the Wave 1 Avenger tag. So she isn't giving the turn meter to Hulk, and she's not giving Thor the charges. What she does do is she gives military assets a bonus to health and I think resistance or focus or something like that. It is pretty good with Captain America, but she's really not a great choice for that team. She's kind of been power crept a lot, so I apologize for that one. I don't know why I was thinking she had the Wave 1 Avenger tag. I knew she didn't have that, but I did think that she had the Avenger tag, so that was kind of weird. Yeah, let's see. Then Tommy Lou, he caught this one first, but a lot of people were pretty upset over this. I mentioned that Scream doesn't have good damage. Whew, boy, you guys took that one personally. Okay, Scream is actually 23rd on the list for damage. That's top 15%, so she does have good damage. My Scream is only 4 red stars, and the rest of my symbiotes are like 6 stars. So it feels to me like she doesn't have good damage. I didn't even realize she was so low in the red stars, so I'm actually going to be looking for a promotion upgrade on those red stars with the tokens. Maybe that's why I'm having such extraordinarily bad results in the bio symbiote lane. I know that everybody has trouble in the bio lanes in Doom 1.1, but me especially. She's just dying like crazy. So I think I might actually be promoting her at least to 5 red stars. So thank you, Tommy, for pointing that one out. Tommy actually got a lot of these, like a Heimdall. Now, I mentioned Heimdall helps with blind on the Wave 1 Avenger team. What I meant was that he protects himself and Thor from getting blind, so technically he helps that team, but he doesn't give resistance to blind to anybody but the Asgardians, so I was unclear on that, and I apologize. And let's see, Juicy, he commented on, we talked about some Fortifier being a dead ISO, and I forgot to mention that there is a percentage gain on turn, but it is only 7%. So I still think it's a dead ISO. I think it's garbage. You get a flat rate. Okay, think about this. If we could get to T2 level 5, so that's a blue level 5 ISO on Fortifier, at that level, you get 45,000 hit points worth of barrier plus 7% on turn. That's garbage. That is garbage. At an absolutely maxed out, and we can't get to level 5. We can only get to level 3 tier 2. So that is absolutely garbage. I still think it's a dead ISO. Like 7% of your max health, that's like less than 1/3 of what a rejuve is doing for you in your health bar. That's how bad it is. Now, the benefit is that you know it's going to that specific character, whereas if you put a healer, it's going to be going to whoever has the lowest health. They get the rejuve. But again, that person might die before that rejuve pops off. It's not like an instant thing. So I still think it's a dead ISO, but it does have a percentage base. I think, honestly, you should get like 20% on spawn and 20% on turn, and now that Fortifier is looking good, right? You know, if you were to max that thing out, I think something like that. So there were a few other knick-knack things that I got wrong, pretty much just misspoken words and stuff like that. I'm going to leave those out, though, because I'm kind of running out of time. Honestly, I don't think that Mobile should be the only guy who gets to destroy words. So I think most of the time you guys kind of knew what I was talking about. I just simply misspoke. Anyway, that's it. I apologize. I do appreciate you guys. All your comments were actually very classy, very professional, and I appreciate that. That's the kind of constructive criticism I need to make these videos better. So thank you guys for watching out for me. I will try and do a little bit better. I am experiencing the yuck today. I'm going to try and keep these videos a little shorter because I just want to get off stream and get out of here. I feel terrible. So this is GuyWithSword, whose name I absolutely love. And we're going to check out his defense. We grade on 5 basic criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. Let's cue the music here so I got something to listen to in my ears. Okay, team number 1 here is a PymTech team with Squirrel Girl. I don't think anybody's a fan of PymTech. This team is a little overbuilt. It looks like you thought that maybe Yellow Jacket would be good. There's still a few people that swear by this, that at high levels Yellow Jacket is really good. So if you're gonna build another member of this team, that's probably the one to do, I guess. I still don't like Yellow Jacket at all. So I think that was an unfortunate investment, but whatever. And then you replaced Wasp with Squirrel Girl, and I think that's actually kind of cool because I find Wasp doesn't do jack squat. I think she's got a stun in her kit, but it almost never lands. It's not great. So Squirrel Girl gives this team a cleanse, which is a thing they kind of need. You have Skirmisher on these two, which is great because she's gonna call, or no, Ghost is gonna call one of them for a taunt half the time, one of them for a taunt the other half, and then you got Ghost's Striker. That's correct. You could make Squirrel Girl a healer, but that's okay. And I think you should put Fortifier. I know we just talked about Fortifier being a dead ISO, but she is kind of squishy. Although it doesn't matter on this team. This team sucks, so you don't want to invest anything in this team. So leave it as it is. It's not terrible. I'm not even going to dock you for wasting the resources on Yellow Jacket because there's a case to be made that he's good at higher power levels. So, okay. I don't think anybody else should. Yeah, this is okay. Your placement's fine. You got these guys to the outside. You got pretty close to the right ISOs. I think Squirrel Girl should be a healer. But yeah, I think we're okay. I think this is like an A- team. Yeah, I'll give you an A- team. Yeah, we'll go A- on that. There's not a whole lot to improve on. And honestly, why would you want to waste the resources? Okay, here's a weird one. Now, GuyWithSword showed me a picture that this team actually got a defensive victory, but it was because somebody went into it with the absolute wrong team. They went in with Fantastic Four and Ultron and basically got loaded up on positive effects, and then Strange tossed out the Winds of Watum and flipped it all. And that's what gave him the win. I'm mostly certain of it. I'm not sure how that times out, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Because otherwise, this team doesn't win without Emma. He caught somebody off guard. That's a good move. And he's not wasting resources, although I like Supernatural as an offensive team. I think they're still very useful. In my league, we're still seeing lots of Wave 1 Avengers, and the Hella Natural is the hard counter for that. So, I mean, he got a win with it, so whatever. I don't like this build, though. I think you should be swapping out Sabretooth and Mystique with better tunes, like maybe Minerva, or just something powerful that does some damage. Altogether, this team is being taken off of defense and using their parts for offensive hybrids or defensive hybrids with Emma, and I think later on he's got Emma on another hybrid team. I can't remember. I literally just edited these things just before stream started. I haven't had much time. You put Fortifier on Strange to keep him alive because he's squishy. That's good. I like all the rest of your ISOs. Probably Raider for Sabretooth is actually a better pick. And then, yeah, I do kind of like Emma on this team. I also like putting like Doom on this team. It just makes it a little trickier at those lower leagues. You can do pretty good with that. As you get into the higher leagues, everybody understands how to take out the Doom Marauders, and so it's no longer a good thing to do. It's not terrible though. I don't know if you keep getting DVs. I'd say keep it on offense. People probably underestimate that there's no Emma here, and they don't realize what Strange is doing. So I mean, I don't know. Play it again. Keep rolling until it loses. But I'm gonna give you like a B- for this. I just don't like the team. I want to see you break it up and do something completely different. Otherwise, you're doing okay other than this one ISO. I'm sorry, guys. I have the sniffles and the sore throat and all sorts of stuff. I don't mean to sound so ragged, but I'm trying. Okay, and then here is a hybrid Doc Ock Sinister 6 team. This is kind of interesting. You've got Drax in over here that screws up your opening moves, so you can't like throw ability block onto Doc Ock or onto Sue. Sue's gonna throw him under stealth, creating more longevity for the team. I like that. And then you've got your two best people to invest in. I wouldn't want to invest in any of the others. I like this. I know that there's counters for this, but you're eliminating a lot of the counters that do exist, and people have to be pretty specific with this. You've got the correct ISOs. You could make her a skirmisher. She has some good synergy with skirmisher, especially on her team. But healer, it works, I guess. She's just really kind of slow. Raider and Raider are fine. and you put Fortifier on Drax because he is squishy. If he was up to the same speed as these guys, power level as these guys, then I wouldn't go Fortifier. I would make him like a Raider, actually. I mean, he's one of those guys who doesn't have much synergy with any kind of ISO because he's so old school, you know. But I like what you're doing with this team. Don't do anything different. It's a good build. I'm going to go ahead and actually give you an A for this. Yeah, I'm going to give you an A for this. It's something different. Again, you're probably going to catch people off guard. It's not terrible. And I like everything you got. I mean, there's arguments to be made about some ISOs, but whatever. I'm just going to give you an A. Okay, so this would be the Doom Hood team, but you put Ultron on instead of Doom. It works basically the same. Ultron is kind of a lit fuse. Like, once he gets going, he does damage, whereas Doom, once he gets to a certain point, he just explodes. So same kind of principles. You're protecting this guy until they can do their thing. Let's see, who did you... So you replaced Pyro, that's correct? Yeah. You got Skirmisher on Blob. Okay, so you put Skirmisher on Blob, and I hope that you have the T4, I believe it's in his passive, where every time he gets hit, he counterattacks, so he'll be placing vulnerables. That's one way you do the Skirmisher on Blob. He has that synergy. You can also do Raider because he's got lots of AoE stuff. I don't like Skirmisher on Juggernaut. I'm not sure why you did that. I can't think of a good reason. I think he should be a Raider because he's or healer even, because like one of his attacks he's not even doing anything, another one is a single target attack, and then he's got the splash damage one where he runs through them. So maybe a healer, I don't know. He doesn't have much synergy with any of these. You've got Magneto as Striker just to raise his damage output. I kind of like him as a Raider, and then you got Striker over here. So you got 3 Skirmishers and 2 Strikers. The balance is okay. I think you should change this to Raider. I think you should change this to healer, and I think you should keep almost everything else the same. Maybe swap places with Ultron and Juggernaut. That would give Ultron a little bit better with those deflects coming off of him. That might work out better. I don't know. We'll see. I think you should switch the ISOs around. I'm going to give this team a B. It's not too scary. Alright, so you got Uncanny XMen with Doom, except you swapped out the minor characters with these two. This is something interesting. I'm actually considering doing this on my team when I saw this earlier. This is a good idea because the 2 replacement characters on Uncanny on my roster are not built up that much. They're like 50k or something like that, where I do have like 120 somethings Shuri and Minerva, and so I might swap those out. Minerva is just giving this team a little bit of longevity. As long as Phoenix doesn't die first, she'll revive whoever else dies. I think. I hope. I don't know. Again. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Shuri, it has a 1 in 5 chance of giving Doom that energy to make him go boom a little early, but she also has a 1 in 5 chance of giving Phoenix that energy, which then Phoenix would do her ultimate instead of her special first. I think that's how it times out. You guys will let me know in the comments. You're real good about that. But you don't want Phoenix to do her ultimate first. You want her to do her special first, which gives Doom more time to pop off. So, I think you have an equal chance of this going good or bad for you with Shuri popping off that energy. You know, 1 in 5 chance either way. Minerva's just gives them some longevity, and you got Colossus over there stalling things out too with the taunt. You might think to replace Shuri with one of the mutants that will trigger Colossus's taunt in case they go under 50% he taunts. I don't remember if it's just Uncanny X-Men or if it's mutants in general. You might want to look into that. That might be a safer bet. This is just an RNG gamble right here with Shuri, but I'm actually going to try it out. I like the Uncanny with Doom. That's what I'm running right now. It's just like I said, I just haven't built my Uncanny up enough, and I don't know if I want to spend the resources on that team. I'm gonna give you an A for this right now. I would give you an A+, but this is a gamble right here, and it may or may not work out for you. I want to test this myself, but I think this is a great build. I think you have really good ISOs on here. You got Skirmishers on people who don't normally, like Skirmisher on Phoenix is a common thing, but Skirmisher on Colossus is not, but you put Skirmisher on him to put out more vulnerables for Doom to work off of, so I like that. Normally you do something else on Colossus. He has a pretty big health bar, maybe healer or something like that. Some people, like Mr. Hargrave, is telling me that he's thinking that Colossuses are very easy to get through at his end, so he's seeing more and more people put Fortifier on the Colossus. But still, you know, 45,000 and 7% on turn, like that's, I don't know, that comes out to like 55,000 hit points that you have to get through. That's half of Gamora's basic. Come on, it's nothing. All right, Mercs. This is a great Merc build. I like a lot of what you're doing here. You have Fortifier on Lieutenant because he's the lowest power level. I think up here at the 55 or 550 range, you're getting away from X-Force more often. I think it's safe to put him as a healer and make Riot Guard as a striker to try and get a little more value out of your Skirmisher Taskmaster. When you only have one striker, it's almost better to make Taskmaster a striker also. That way he's at least copying positive effects. You've got this guy in here, he's screwing up Skilletary. You're forcing them to come in with X-Force, and you're pushing the boundaries of what the X-Force can do with your total power. This is a pretty good build. So just watch what they're attacking into. If it's being beat by big X-Force, keep it as is. And then just try and put a little more, maybe some more gear into Lieutenant. That's a terrible place to invest gear in, but you're just so close, like a little bit more gives it a lot more value. I kind of like what you're doing here. This is going to be one of those things you got to just watch the histories and see what's happening with this team. Decide whether you want to go healer and striker, or if you want to leave it how it is. Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, but you're right on the cusp of going either way. I think a little more power in here, and you could make him a healer. It might give this team a little bit more longevity, but I mean, either way, they're probably only going to get one DV no matter what. So. Yeah, it's a good job. I think you're doing everything right and you're thinking about what you want to be doing. I'm going to give you the A for that one. Here we go. Here's where your Emma is on this hybrid team. Now, personally, I think Deathpool works better on this team. You've got this super huge Emma cleansing and giving them health and stuff like that. But there's nobody taunting on this team. There's nobody taunting on this team, so it's fairly easy to land an ability block on Emma and put a stop to that. The same thing could be said with Deathpool, except Deathpool then uses her basic, which I believe cleanses herself of the ability block, and she's got a pretty good basic too. Her basic heals Mystic and stuff. Her basic heals somebody or something. Again, I'm off. Sorry. Let's see. Coulson's got some synergy with the shield member here. People like this because he blows things up early. I do like this with Deathpool, and I think you should maybe move her back to Marauders or a complete hybrid team. I just don't see her getting. I think you can get, like, you're building a super team here, and I think you could build two teams that are almost as good by taking Emma off of this team and just using Deathpool, because I don't think Deathpool is anywhere in your lineup here. So we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, it's good. You got healer, skirmisher, and Coulson. That's interesting. Maybe try Raider on Coulson as a better fit. He's bouncing all over the place. He does some crit things and stuff. You really want his crit to pop off. Striker over here, that's good, and Striker over here, that's good too. It might be that you're just trying to make sure that those vulnerables land for these two guys to work off of, but I think Raider's a better choice there. So I'm going to give you a B for this team. Show me if you're getting some DVs with it, and let me know. But honestly, I think you can build two good teams with this instead of this one super team. Team number 8 is the Heroes for Hire, of course. So last week, I believe I recommended that we put Colleen Wing next to Luke Cage. I have since, I even said I don't have this verified. I did go and verify it. I talked to a lot of people up at the top alliances, and they're all saying, no, don't do this. Yes, it triggers her counterattack, but what people are doing is they attack into Shang-Chi to get rid of the deflects and then try and land an ability block. And then they kill Luke Cage, and if Wing is next to Luke Cage, then she's already low on health and she becomes the next target, which is a value. You want to go after her next after Luke Cage. And so they love it when she's already got some of that splash damage and stuff from the Infinity Watch going into this. And so what they're recommending is that you put Iron Fist next to Luke Cage. He's catching the splash damage. He's more likely to heal up from that. If you don't land the ability block on Shang-Chi, he becomes the second target because you just need to get him killed. So yeah, so the placement it needs to be changed. This is verified at the high end. I have a lot of people telling me don't put Calling Wing next to Luke Cage. You want Iron Fist next to Luke Cage. Yeah. Let's see. You got Fortifier, Striker, Healer, Skirmisher, Raider. That's perfect. So change your placement. That's a B for the team. You change your placement, you'll get the solid A. All right, this has been Defense Up for Guy with Sword. Appreciate when you guys send me all your information on your defensive victories and stuff. I've been going over lots of data. There's been a lot of traffic on my Discord lately, and I appreciate all that. If you would like your defense featured on Defense Up, just message me in my Discord. There's links in the description below. Like, subscribe, all that. Go ahead, hit that notification bell. You're only going to hear it ring once a week because I only do this 1 day a week. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Remember, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourselves and each other, too. Be good to yourselves and others, too. Man, oh, I gotta get feeling better. Bye, guys.